Another episode of World of Warcraft for Geezers. GeezerWoW. And as usual, we'll start with our banker. See what has transpired since we've been away. She's got new stuff and she sold stuff. Still getting a little over 3 silver per stack for those herbs. We're pretty well fixed now for herbs. And for silver, we have 6 stacks of herbs, 7 counting the earth root. We have a stack of ruined leather scraps. Where are we? We're at the bank. So I'm going to bank the herbs in view of chances of getting
Greetings, friend.
An alchemist. So just right click. I'll just put all the silver leaves next to that leather. Right click. Oh, I didn't realize I had 2 of them. And might as well store that. And I'll auction that.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
I have 22 silver on my banker. And I really am hoping to start her on Alchemy. But for a second major profession, thinking either tailoring or leather crafting.
The Legion's end draws near.
B, right click. Oops, wrong way. Now, right, shift click. And they're getting 210 for them. Very long. So I can ask 2. I'll ask 2, oops, shift back, 0, tab 2. I think I'll still keep it a 24-hour auction. Well, wait, this is a weekday. Today is actually a Monday, so that tends to be a slow day. But what sells best in the early days of the week are armors and weapons because of twinks. Crafting, I really don't know, especially in this new, and it literally is new, realm, I mean, how these distribute. I'm going to go with 48 hours and risk an 84-cent deposit.
Be kind to those less fortunate.
Much of which I'll get back if it sells. And I'll run back to the bank if I need to, but right now I'll just hang out here near this mailbox. And we'll check in on the main. Now, we were paused before to go to Dark Shore. So let's check everything out, make sure everything's set up correctly. Tracking is good. Nobody's sending us anything. I'm not expecting anything. And we have this to take to Dark Shore. And so, is there anything else we would like to carry Well, if we sent the light leather to our banker, she should be able to have a complete stack. I need to train my bow if I'm going to use it, but that's sort of expensive, and I don't want to invest that now. Bandaging is probably okay for the time being.
Farewell.
So, if I were richer, I would do some things a little bit differently. That's usually the case. But it refreshes my memory, which is sort of the point of all of this, as to what I still have in the bank and what I need to be thinking about with respect to developing this character. And the fishing supplies lady is the turn-in for one of the quests I'm carrying. And I have about 13 percentage points of 200. This 210 will kick that a little bit. Yeah. Okay, and basically she just wants me to go up the hill, go up the ramp to the taxi, the hippogriff.
Good luck, friend.
So that's a doable.
I am honored.
200? That's a pretty good bump. That might be another 5%. I'm not sure. Nah. Maybe 3 tops. And then take this, of course. That's exactly what I want to do. And go to Auberdine. Just click on it.
May the stars.
That went by sort of quickly. That was not zoomed out. So that should, the minus by the mini-map ordinarily should look dull, with the plus looking bright, meaning I'm zoomed all the way out. For what it's worth, you know, on some characters and in some situations, I'll tighten it a little bit so I can tell things apart closer in a little bit better. And of course, if I'm having real difficulty in finding an herb or something, I might zoom it all the way in, but that has me almost standing on top of it. Since this new release has made the herbs sparkle, the older releases did not. I don't have to do that nearly as often as I had before that happened. That's going to be a strangle kelp. That's going to be someone on one of the ships. I was just hovering things on the mini-map. Many new quests here. The first thing I do, I'll take this quest on the way down, but I want to...
I am honored.
Ah yes, collect the sea creature bones south of Auberdine. This combines with finding the ore on the ocean floor, as I recall. This is another turn-in. The first thing I want to do is set my hearth here. Not a bad bump. So, he wants me to fly back, and what would I do? Oh, big bump, so I'll do that.
Goddess, watch over you.
And if I set my hearthstone here first...
The loon be with you.
then I can simply hearth back, because I have not spent my hearthstone. You can change them anytime you want to, but they always take 30 minutes to cool down. And
How may I help?
like a true geezer complaining about how it used
Good luck,
to be,
friend.
you kids just really have it easy. The cooldown on the Hearthstone used to be an hour. 30 minutes is better. And there's at least one class that can create, well, I think it's a profession. I think the new profession of inscription will allow the inscriber to create a parchment that allows just that character to hearth back after, I think it takes about, I think it's a 15-minute cooldown. It might be shorter, but it means that if you have a few of those and you already have your hearthstone, you can hearth in 5 minutes, and then you can hearth with your hearthstone, and in another 10 minutes you can hearth again with the object. So as soon as I land, I use the WASD keys, WAD really, to go back down the slope to whoever gave me that in the first place. There she is. And that's the Shadow Song. And
I am listening.
we'll get a big boost here.
Be careful.
That was a little over 10%, I think. 1050. Do a B, north back to Auberdine. Clearly, if you are going to hearth at all, you want to finish up where you are before you do. But if you're going to go through your bags or something, hearth first and then look at your stuff, because you've already started the cooldown. And before I got on the dock for those other two, going to see his, because here is the quest I was hoping to get earlier. The family and the fishing pole. And accept that.
Safe travels.
Now, I'm afraid that'll just upgrade my fishing pole. I thought there was a way I could get one without actually fishing. But meanwhile, there's a strangler cup. And there's the boat coming in from somewhere. And there is a level 13 thingy. And these crabs are all neutral. But the threshers are aggressive. So that bumps me up a little. Head back to shore. Since I already have fishing, I'm going to do the P, fine fishing. It says requires fishing poles. I'm going to put it on Alt 9. I'm going to go to key bindings and look at the action bar. And those are called Well, those are the action buttons. Action buttons, free action button, pet action buttons. I don't have multi-action bar maybe. There we go. Key Alt 9 is actually on Alt 9, so you can change these if you want to, so that these unbound ones, like I've already gotten those for other reasons, will respond to your keyboard and you don't have to move over and click them. But neither here nor there. If I do an Alt 9, he tells me I gotta have a fishing pole. Well, that's a bummer. It means that I should have come with a fishing pole, because he doesn't sell them. So I'm delaying fishing for a while. I'll probably just do the same thing and fly back and hearth back. I have a lot of room in my quest logs, so
I am honored.
by acquiring all the quests that I can, they're often similar goals in similar areas. I can finish them all more efficiently. Well, that's good. That ship there takes me to Azimuth Isle, the one that's out in front. It's the it's where the Exodar in our alt is. This would take us out to back to Ripthran Village. This takes us to Stormwind, but I'm only running out because I know from my tedious research that the two quests that I want to serve out in this direction first, I will buff up as best I can. Then dive in. Oh, I guess I should do a C and make sure I'm protected. Now there are two things I'm after. Well, there are three things altogether. That's one of them. And she appeared before I could do anything about it. So I have her medallion for one of the quests. Now I have to get Elunite ore. Buff up with that. It's a pretty weak buff and it takes bag space. And the crates of Elunite ore should sparkle. So there are a lot of other crates down here that are just bogus. The biggest challenge of this quest and the turtle quest, Turtle Bones further north, oops, is managing not to drown. up my shot. For some reason, my breath bar wasn't advancing. It didn't look like while I was fighting. Pretty merciful. Well, I'm scanning for sparkles. I'm keeping the turtle in sight. I may have made some other mistake. We're on top of the turtle and there is no quest. Turn in. So did I not take that? Doesn't look like a crate, but I guess it is. Well, the good thing is crates seem to be near the turtle. Bad thing is I may have missed picking up the quest. Sea creature bones. Isn't that it? Find out. Washed ashore. Oh, beached. So I need to go south. So I may have just jumped the gun here. I only have 1/4 of my ores. Apparently I'm in the general vicinity. Well, come to shore and go ahead and get the bones south of here, down the shore. Ah, each sea creature. A 12. I'll pull it. Alt 1. Alt 1. Bleed. It will run, I think. Instead of hamstringing it, I'll try to shoot 2. That last stroke was big enough to do the job. And there's a strangle. Oh, that's just that. Interesting that it would show up on my mini-map as a dot, but very convenient. Alt-1. Alt-1. Bleed. Two. Two. Throw. Follow it a little bit. Throw again. Wow. He's coming back. See another name tag. Alt-1. Back up. Alt-1. Back up. Alt-1. Well, bleed. Two. Renew the shot. Throw.
I don't have a target.
Yep. Lead. Victory rush. Alt. Two. Alt him. I didn't have to get this first and then loot him. Okay. Can I loot? Can't. Yeah. Okay. How much time do I have? 16 minutes. I see a pool, and the pool is a pool of oily blackmouth. This is a valuable fish. Can be auctioned quite nicely and used by Alchemy. So I think I'll abandon my original wait it out and see, and instead turn in this quest, fly back, get a fishing pole in Rothran Village, and pursue the quest for the better fishing pole. And then the fishing pole I bought becomes a hand-me-down. It'll be a gray, it'll be a white item, I think. I think if you buy it from a vendor, it's always white.
What brings you here?
675. That's something. I haven't quite used up all of my bonus experience, and it looks like I'll be 13.
Goddess watch over you.
Pretty quick in any case.
Peace be with you.
Waters west of Auberdine. This is the one.
Go in peace.
So change my plan again. I'll go run down the dock again. Jump in the water again. And look for oars and go out to that sea turtle and get that one. I don't think it'll take 15 minutes, but I can go back into town and get some more quests and see what I can consolidate for the banker, if anything, and do all sorts of business and maybe be able to hearth back. Or I'll just fly and hearth back because there'll be time in Rothran Village. It's very convenient that the ship happens here. I think they run about every minute. All I'm doing is using it to go right across and jump into the water again. Let's see, put up this buff again. Jump into the water. Dive down. Dive down, look around. Oh yeah, that's the I got close to her because she was half hidden. Now it's easy to see the ship, the turtle, I mean. I was hoping some of the crates that I picked up had respawned. So that's good. This particular quest seems to have a lot of false alarms. There are dark undershaped areas, apparently where other ships have abandoned other or lost other cargo. These silly ore things are very scarce. There is a setting option where you can have the camera come underwater as soon as your head is underwater. And I used that for a while, and I tend to like this one better. But if I dive straight down, the camera doesn't get under the water for quite a while. If I'm going horizontally and use the X key to sink, though, the camera gets in the water quite easily. So I don't know the range of this Alionite ore field. I do know that if a thresher gets close enough where aggro could be a problem, that I ought to charge it right away. So I have half of my ore. There's no profit in engaging with that ghost again. There she is. There still might be some ore on this side of that cliff. There, for instance. Did not take my advice. He's a beast and will not run. On him again. Hard fought. Well, I'm looking right at it, but first, using the space bar to regain my breath. And then I'm going to use the X bar, the X button, and make sure I don't run into her. of 8. Ah, there's some near the underside of the docks. A couple of them. Well, I should have been spending my time more northerly, possibly. I think he's far enough away. He's not far enough
I
away.
need to target something first.
But I wasn't quick enough. Pull me in a flash. He's a 13. I'll be a 13. Breath. Looks like a school of fish right in front of me. Unless you're a blackmouth. No. Just stay up here a while and get my breath. Ah, the last early night. That one's approaching. Still some distance though. Okay, head for shore. M. There I am. "5 minutes. By the time I fly back and get my pole, I'll be ready to hearth, I think. Turn these in first.
Ishnu Daldie.
Oh, let's see. I have better. I have better. That's better. So, complete quest. How much will I get? $9.75.
May the stars
That's
guide.
only 10% of my deal. Go ahead and change. Recycle that. They're whites, but auctioning them is they're so low value. I will avoid that. Marlock eyes are used in foods. It used to be that the clams did not stack, but the clam meat did, and so I got in the habit of opening them as soon as I got them so that the meat would stack. But now the clams themselves stack, so I'll wait until I'm ready to open them near a bank or something before I actually do. Oh, wait a minute. This says return to Elon. Well, let's see what that's about. Yep, I gotta go back to Dornassus. Okie dokie. There's a
Feel
handy
free to
vendor.
browse.
70 cents, 70. Nearly 2 silver there. Over. So,
May the
21
stars guide
silver.
you.
And I expect the entry-level fishing pole to be like 20
Fish
copper or
you
something.
Allah. Be careful.
Back to the village, and how much time do I have? Wow, less than 2 minutes before I can hearth again. But I have to go to Dornassus to turn in a quest. This is fine. I was able to take care of business. I'm also noticing as I fly up the coast the strangle kelp. Let's do a check and see where we are. I need 125 before that's a problem. Same here on the skinning. Cooking, first aid, I'm not anxious to skill those up. Fishing, um, that's problematic. I'll be fishing for probably somewhere on 40 or 50 casts before I start getting a lot of consistently good catches. And this is sort of a reminder when I get back into an area where my life isn't too much in jeopardy most of the time to skill up my unarmed. I'm equipped with a mace now. I think it's probably my best weapon. It's 6.9. My sword is 5.3. My daggers are 4.1. So it seems to me like having my best weapon at highest skill is just prudent, but at the same time, skilling up alternate weapons is useful and desirable. And where are we going? Ah, that's on the, I think it's on the Warrior's Terrace. Crafting the weapon. There's the big ramp. I just checked my mail just a bit ago, and it hasn't been that long since I've been to the bank. I might see, I'll do an Alt, a Shift B. Is there anything here that, oh yeah, I got one bogling left to burn. I think I'm good with the rest of it. You know, now that I have all the silver though, maybe I can give some thought to the bow. Well, I was wrong about this turn in. I don't see anybody wanting to craft me a weapon. Okay. Take a look at the bow.
What brings you here?
9 silver. I can afford it. So now I can equip that bow.
Farewell.
I think I'll defer staves though. Well, I think the only other trainer was up here. I'll get rid of the distractions. Ah, there, on that side of it. She was probably there all along. I just couldn't see her through the clutter. I remember
I am
now.
honored.
850. A little over 5%. 6. Okay, go to the other side to the smith. and get another 420 and
Goddess
perhaps
watch over you.
a better weapon. Oh, I can see it already in my minimap. And of course, that weapon is anything but a mace, and then I'll be probably
How may
equipping
I
it to
help?
skill up. Got my 420. Oh, a choice. Well, it's a 7.6 dagger, a 7.6 sword. I think I'll sort of skip over 7.8 one-hand axe and a 7.6 mace, and I almost have that. So I'm going to take the dagger. And since this trainer offers an axe, my guess is that I can train the warrior by paying a little extra money and in a weapons training facility, and probably the one in Stormwind. So I'm going to take the dagger
Till next we meet.
and a little bump, 625. So this Alienite dagger, and there's the pruning knife, and that's a yellow, or I think they call them greens, which is a better quality thing. There is also a profession, a major profession called enchanting, and enchanters can disenchant weapons and armors. There is a level cap that they have depending on their skill level in enchanting, but an object has to be at least a green or higher before it can be disenchanted. So, okay. I will equip the Alienite dagger, and that means I need to find my pruning knife, because I'll vend it. It's white, but I get a silver 50 for it. I'll let Murloc eyes accumulate. I like all of these things accumulate. Now I still have 12 silver, and I'm hanging around in the capital. So one other thing, I think well, maybe a shortcut here. I'll run over to the bag merchant. Oh, I'll run over to the auction house. To see if other players are selling bags cheaper than the bag merchants. And how cheap are they selling them? So I'll go to container, bag, and search. Well, 975 gold for 22 slots. 20 slots for 58 gold. Yeah, that's a little richer than my budget. So I'm using the mouse wheel to go down repeatedly and put the most expensive ones. For some objects, you can put the level range. It's usually the range of the object. You see, all of these bags are considered level 1, and so that filter is totally useless. I've only gone through a third of them. Kind of tedious, but worth it to save a little silver. Here we go. Now we're getting into something. So what do we got? For 65 silver, I can have a green 8 slot. What else you got? $10 slot for 1 gold 88. 12 slot. A linen bag. This is more my speed. 3 silver for a linen bag. That's a 6 slot. Well, okay, if I invest... Oh, these two don't offer a buyout. That's why the numbers are alone. But the buyout here is cheaper anyway. I have 2 empty slots, and for about 6 silver, five silver, a little under 6 silver, which I have, I can get 12 more bag slots. So buyout. Buyout. 288. Can grab them water right away. I can equip them right away. You'll notice they're whites. They have nothing that says they're soul bound. What this means is at some point in the future I can sell them again. So I'm essentially renting them, and it looks like I'm not paying anything for the privilege. Can I do that? Yeah. I did not know I could do that. I'm going to grab my bow now that I have a little bit more room. So 6, 6, 6, 6. Not too shabby for a level 13.
Ishnuala.
I want the bow. Oh, this also means I need to see a Fletcher. So I'm going to have to do some running around again. I'll store the Murloc eye. I don't know how often I'll be encountering Murlocs.
Go in peace.
And so I was back near where the auction house is. Arrows are cheap. The only thing is that they require a bag space, bag slot. Well, and also they run out. But when I've skilled up bows, oops, can I get out from here? There we go. The hits are pretty good. If I'm working solo, the advantage... Does she
What
have?
brings you
Yes, she
here?
does. Sharp arrows for 45, a stack of 200 with 3.5, and the bow itself has 6.2, so that's 9.8. That's a pretty good hit. And later I can get quite a bit higher.
Farewell.
Anyway, as a solo warrior, I still haven't gotten the fishing pole. I'll get it here. I'll get it from the vendor near the fishing trainer to my left. As a solo warrior, The best use, the reason I would like a lot of hit power on a single shot is to terminate somebody running away. And I think it's this one.
I am on.
And it's 21 copper. And I'll do that.
Good luck, friend.
Okay, now the fishing pole works like a weapon in the sense that you equip it and it takes slots. I know everything I need to go back to Darnassus. I mean to Dolinar. So Hearth at this point. Auberdine. Where the heck am I? Okay. I'm going to pick up this quest late.
Hello.
Large red crystal
Del Lago.
quest. It's east. I'll take Merc Deep, even though I'm really too low a level for it. Occasionally you can happen on it just right and pick it up after another player has essentially softened it up for you. Okay, I think I'm done here. Oofta. Okay, let's check out fishing and let's equip this bow. I guess that Rogue was looting that pygmy tide crawler. I'm guessing he's actually farming for cooking food. Well, this is a likely spot. First, C and B. Oh, I'll do a Shift B. I don't know if this will equip or right click it or not. It does. Okay. Same here. Okay, so now I'm set up for archery. And that's throw. So I'll go back here and exchange throw for shoot. And actually, since I have the buttons to spare, I'll move throw back over here so I don't have to go through this entire thing if I want to switch back. Close that. Right click. Alt 9. Now, with the cursor on the cork, the bobber, right click as soon as it splashes. Every time I'll skill up one for like 40 or 50 times. It'll be at least a couple dozen times before I stop getting junk. In earlier versions, I would have had to have gotten a fishing lure, which costs a little bit and enhances the fishing skill. And I would have had to start at least skill 25 to even catch anything. In the versions before Wrath of the Lich King, in these early stages, and if you fished in more demanding waters, you would keep getting you did not catch any fish, or something like this, something like that. There's still error messages. If you click too soon, you get no fish are hooked. Or if you let the bar expire entirely, you get that. But my first fish are going to be sickly fish, which are grays. The only good thing about all these grays is that many of them are the same kind, so they stack. You see I've got a stack of tangled fishing line, I've got a big stack of weeds, and now I have one driftwood, but I'll have more. There's my first sickly fish. And they actually yield a little bit of coin. And mainly copper, but multiple coppers. And ironically, the actual fish are less valuable to vend. The actual fish can be used as foods, though. Most of them. And most of those also can be cooked. The cooked fish always yield more health per fish than a raw fish. And some cooked fish are buff foods. It's my first white or non-gray fish, and it's level 18. That's going to be relatively unusual until I get, well, probably above 25. But when I vend all these junky things, I'll have a little extra silver. And what I'm hoping to get eventually are 6 dark shore groupers. I won't start getting them until I'm fairly regularly getting white level fish. Well, that gets me to 25. There are a couple of achievements in this, just in scaling up fishing. There's one. Since it starts at level 1, it is level 26 that I deemed the 25 fish. And of course, that really should say 25 catches, because most of these are certainly not fish. Well, I should be getting a few more whites now that I'm above level 30. Wow, I thought I'd be getting a lot more whites before my first grouper. I'm happy. Obviously, I still have a lot of grays to go through. at level 50, I can train again for the next cap. The current cap is 75, and just like all the other professions that go with those increments, if I'm 25 below the cap or less, then I'm typically eligible to train if I've met other criteria such as the level of my character. But fishing, you can skill up regardless of the level of your character. At higher levels, like 250, 300, the requirements to earn the skill up required include questing and being in zones that are pretty hot, and so it becomes a pragmatic matter that unless you're escorted by a strong group, you can't skill up beyond those higher ceilings. Now I think I can cook the slither skin mackerel. I'm a little afraid to press cooking in case it breaks my fishing bar, but I'll try. Oh, it didn't, so I could look at that. Nope, I'm thinking brilliant small fish, I think, which I don't have any of. I like the hand down the pole concept, but for this pole, as I recall, it's cheaper to buy a new one than it is to mail the current one. So I'm kind of giving up on that idea. At this point, though, I can go back to a fishing trainer. There's my fish. There's my achievement, and skill up to raise my cap. I'll keep that in mind. If I'm still getting grays near 65, I think I might just do that. But I was fully expecting by this time to start getting some more real fish. And I guess I'm encouraged by the fact that I've got one of the quest fish objects, one dark shore grouper. And I need to look around all the vendors and see if I can find a slither skin mackerel recipe. 2, okay. 2 whites in a row. Still not done with the tattered cloth. I'd wondered if weeds would stack in stacks of 10 or stacks of 20. I don't know anything that stacks in 15s, so if I see 11 in the stack and now 12, I know that it'll stack to 20. the frequency is higher and went 60. Yay, well, one more and I can cease this madness. And there we go. I'll equip the dagger. And they'll run back. Fatigued by all of this.
What's on your mind?
A 975 bump, not too shabby.
Off with you.
So there's the blunt family fishing pole, and I can sell that for 4 copper to buy it back for 26. So this is the one I'll put up here. So now that's the blunt family fishing pole, and I'll just sell that one. I was confused over here if I was seeing 2 or 3 quest givers, but just the 2. Sound good.
Greetings.
Cool. 7 silver. Oh. 2 silver. So I'm actually running up the silver, having done that. And now I'm in the tall cotton. I have raw rainbow trout albacore. I have raw silver skin mackerel. I have clams. I have some re-into leather scraps. Let's keep the pole up here too somewhere. And 16, 22, 25 open bag slots.
Be careful.
Oofta, so I'm in good shape. So before I log off, I'll explore here and see what other quests I can get. I mean, I just go there, but it's a tough quest. These are good to know. This is an anvil.
How are you?
Still don't need it.
What can I do for you?
Ah,
Keep your feet on the ground.
that's also a fun quest. It's also a good way to drown. The lockboxes quest.
What brings you here?
Strider meats.
A Shafela.
Striders can be skinned. They're beasts, but they do run.
What brings you here?
That's a simple quest, but leads to a
Go
chain.
in peace. I'm listening.
And this is a pretty simple quest. The Highborn are pretty easy mobs, but they are just taking them. They roam around, and they are prone to add, so they can be kind of dangerous. And this is sort of the way out. The quest giver on the right gives a quest that is finished in a dungeon, and for our purposes we are not going to do dungeons. And besides, she's not ready to give the quest yet. These quests are on the road,
Greetings.
north and south. This is interesting.
Good
It
luck,
means
friend.
take a lasso to get the Thornian's Hope. And I'll put it here on Alt 0. I'd already set up Alt 0 the way I showed you through the remapping. That way I can click it, or I can just do Alt 0
I am on.
to activate it. And there are corrupt furl blog
May the stars guide you.
camps all over the place, so that's a pretty easy one. And engaging with those mobs is profitable because they have cloths. It's mostly linen cloths. I don't know of any higher. I don't remember getting wool, which is the next level. And yeah, that's way north, but I'll add it to my bag, and I'll just leap out of here. And I believe that will do it for me. I'm going to, I don't expect anything, but I often check my mail. Go through my bags again, Shift B. Stick that out of the way. Stick those out of the way. And that'll pop back down the next time I equip the sword. But that sort of cleans it up. And so that's it for yet another issue of Can You Remember This? The Geezer War for Warcraft. So until next time.